Welcome students. So last class we have seen a particular example, syntax and flowchart on simple if statements. Today we are going to discuss about the if-else statement. So in this today's class, in the if-else statement, we are going to look up for syntax, flowchart, explanation and examples. This if-else statement consists of two parts. First one is a if part. The if part starts from here. This is called as a first part, and this else part is called as a second part. So the if part we can call it as a true part, else part we can call it as a false part. Again here the if statement, it takes decisions based on the expression what we are going to write it in the expression part. Based on that, the if else statement will be executed. Suppose if we consider the simple if statement, it was having only the first part, that is a if part we were having. The else part was not applicable. So the else we call it as a otherwise. Normally when we use in a situation, right, otherwise. So same thing in C language we call it as a else part. So if the expression of the if statement gets true, the body of the if will be get executes. So if the expression of the if condition gets false, the else part of the body will be executed. One thing here we need to remember, if expression gets executed, else part will not be executed. If else part executes, if statement will not execute. Any one of the particular item will be executed. So this is a flowchart. Normally the program will be coming from top to bottom. So here the test condition will be get evaluated. If the particular condition is true, the body of the if statement will be executed. After executing the body of the if statement, the control goes to the next line immediately after the if else statement. This is the scenario 1. In another scenario, suppose if the test expression itself is a false for the first time, then it will go for the body of the else statement. Here we can see it in the syntax, the pictorial representation, we are seeing it here in the right side. So if the condition is false, it comes into the body of the else statement, and later again the statements which are below the if statement will be executed. The statements which are below the if statements are also called as the default statements or immediate statements. So in the last example, we have taken one program where we have been checked whether the given number is a positive or it is a negative. So what we have written is that int number. So I have taken the value as a 10. Same value I am taking as well as a previous part. So here I am going to check if num is less than 0, then we have printed it, printf, it is a negative number, slash and close. So this is what the simple if statement. Suppose if the value was a positive number, we were not getting any result for it. So now what does the if else statement will help us means? If else statement will help us to give a other option also. For example, so what I am doing is that if a taken value is a 10, I am writing if num less than 0, what it will be printing? It will be printing as it is a negative number. Otherwise, if it is not a negative number, then we are going to write else. So here printf, it is a positive number, slash and let me close it. Okay, so this is what the logic we have been written here. So now let us execute and check it here. I'm going to compile it. So we have written a very small piece of logic here. Okay, so the system is giving me it as a positive number. So this is the particular output where I have been highlighted here. Why I got it as a positive number? Because for the variable number, I have taken the value as a 10. A 10 is a positive number. So in the logic, what is going to happen means if 10 is less than 0, the condition is false. So if the condition is false, if you remember the syntax, the if part of the statement will not execute. So I have written for a positive value at the else part. So in the else part, I am going to get it is a positive number. So that is the reason why we have been got the number answer as a positive number. Now what I do is that I make this value with a negative value. I am going to take it as minus 99. So if we manually trace this particular program, so what is the value of a number we have taken now? We have taken as a minus 99. So if minus 99 is less than 0, so whether the condition is getting satisfied? Yes, the condition is getting satisfied. So I am going to get it is a negative number. Once if I get this as a negative number, the else part will not be executed. So let us see this. See here, it is a negative number. So the system has been displayed as it is a negative number. Why I got a negative number this time? Because I have taken the value as a minus 99. Earlier case, I have taken that value as a 10, which was a positive number. I was getting the output as it is a positive number. Now you may be having a question that when we need to use a if else statement. Say in the simple if statement I had told you, if a problem have only one solution, you need to use a simple if statement. Now for any problem, if we have two solutions or two alternatives, then we need to use a if else statement. So we will see one more example on a if else statement. So this time we are going to find out whether the given number is odd or even. So this is what the particular question has been given. So if I want to find whether the given number is odd or even, so what we need is that first we need one variable. So what is the thing I am doing here? I am finding even or odd. So I want one number. So always we are going to take this particular variable as int number. So I am taking one variable called as a number. So for that number, I am going to enter the value as a 50. So let me assume the value I have been given for the number is a 50. So now I want to find out this 50 is even or odd. So for that, what is the logic behind is that? So for any number, so for example, if I take a value 50 and if I divide it by 2, so here this symbol indicates a modulus operator, the percentage symbol, modulus operator. So what does that percentage symbol indicates? It indicates a modulus operator. What does the modulus operator gives us? Modulus operator will give us always a remainder. So a division operator will be represented with a slash, whereas a modulus operator is represented with a percentage. So these things particular related with operators, you can check it in my other videos where you will get a clear explanation. So for a brief explanation, I will once again remind you people how this is going to work. So if I take a value 50 and if I divide it by 2, I am going to get the answer as a quotient. Answer is equals to quotient. Same thing if I divide a particular 50 and if I take a modulus of 2, then I get a remainder. So this is the difference. Both slash and percentage belongs to a division family. So when we perform a division operation, we have four options. One is a divisor, dividend, quotient and a remainder. Sometimes we need to use a quotient as an answer. Sometimes we need to use a remainder as an answer. So it depends upon the problem. We can't say that always we need to use a quotient or we need to use a remainder, depending upon the requirement, depending upon the type of problem what we are going to solve. So here the logic is that suppose when I divide any number, so let me consider here 50 mod 2, what I need to take here? Remainder. If this remainder is equals to 0, is it clear? Getting what I am telling here? Suppose if this 50 divided by 2, that means 225. Is it clear? So we get it as a 0 there. So if the remainder equals to 0, we can consider that number is a even. If the remainder is not equals to 0, we call it as a non-zero value. Non-zero value means what? Other than 0. I may get a negative value, I may get a positive value, or it can be 1, 2, 3. Other than 0, we call it as a non-zero value. If a remainder is a non-zero value, then we are going to consider the answer as a odd number. Is it been cleared with the logic here? So we need three things. One is we need a input. The input I have given it as a 50, and the output, how I need output, either I should get it as an odd number. Okay, we are going to find one more problem, that is eligibility to cast a vote. So this is a given problem. So what we need to do is that we need to take one variable called as an age. So age always will be a numerical value, and age will always be one a positive value also. So what should be the data type of the age then? Yes, good. The age should be an integer data type. Let me take an age value as a 20. So let me consider one person whose age is a 20. Now I want to find out whether this given person is eligible to cast his vote or not. Actually, to cast a vote, we need to look after two things. One is that the age should be greater than or equals to 18, and he should be the citizen of a particular country. So now I am considering he is a citizen of a particular country. Only I am checking with the first part, which is considered as a age. So what I need to do that for this particular problem, eligibility to cast a vote, two alternatives I get. One is that he is eligible to cast. Another one is he is not eligible to cast. When I will get eligible to cast? Only when he is above 18 or equals to 18. Suppose if a person is below 18, then I should get a message telling that he is not eligible to cast a vote. So this is the particular problem. Let us start writing a program. So I have taken int age equals to 20. So the logic is if, what should be the condition now? What I need to do? Age. The age value is 20. I have taken here. So what I need to write now? If age less than 18. So what I am writing? If age less than 18. So here what is happening is that I am checking 20 is less than 18. If 20 is less than 18, what is the rule here? It is getting false. So I will not be getting option, or else even I can check it in another way also. If age greater than or equals to 18, even this condition is also option. Okay. So if age, that is 20, is greater than or equals to 18, yes, the condition is true. So what I can do is that I can write here printf eligible to vote. So understood what I had done here. So the relational operator you can even take here. Instead of this, you can take if age is less than 18. What I need to do here, this condition is also going to work. Or I can write if age greater than or equals to 18, even that condition is also correct. So what I am doing is that I am going to check only with this part now. Printf eligible to vote. So what is the other option I will get? Else printf not eligible to vote. Okay. So this is what the particular code have been written. So now let me put a comment for this particular statement. So now what I am taken, int age equals to 20. Now can you people tell me what will be the output now? Yes, I am going to get eligible to vote. So let me compile the program. So here I am going to get the option as eligible to vote. Why I am getting eligible to vote? Because the age value I have taken as a 20. 20 is greater than or equals to 18. Yes, the condition is true. If the condition has been got true, then what is going to happen? The statement which we have written inside the if statement, that will be get executed. So what happens to the other part, that is the else part? It will be get terminated. It will be, or it is called as a discarding a else part. So this is what the one output we have been seeing. Now let us try to get a other option. So I'm here age I'm making it as a 2. So age of a particular person is made it as a 2. So now what is the logic here? 2 greater than or equals to 18? Condition is false. 2 is always smaller than 18. So if it is smaller, what I'm going to get here? Printf not eligible to vote. That statement will be executed. Now let us run the program. See here, can you see here? Not eligible to vote. So why I got this particular statement? Because the value what I given here, that is the age value 2, which is less than or equals to 18, the condition got not satisfied. That is the reason I have been got it as a not eligible to vote.